music.
Moby, I met Moby at least probably 15 years ago now. Sometimes I think of Moby almost as a curator, and I feel like it's a big part of his work to go and find reference material, which has always been a big part of my work too.
I didn't see Will for a couple of years because I was always touring. And I came back and I saw some of the paintings he was doing and I thought they were just amazing. And then I was kicking myself because I wanted to buy one of his paintings, but in a couple of years I hadn't seen him. The cost of his paintings had gone up about 100%.
My name is Will Cotton, and I'm here working on this Katy Perry video because they are basing the video on my paintings, which is really awesome for me because now I'm looking around here and seeing like come to life all these paintings that I've made over the past 15 years, and here they are like as giant sets.
He asked me to sit in for one of his paintings and I said, well, actually I have a different idea. Maybe you could do something for my album artwork. So, and is it edible?
Yeah, it's
All
edible.
of it?
Most of it.
What's not edible?
So Snoop Dogg rolls the dice on this board, and so the one I made is really 3D. It's like it's got a gingerbread house about this big, and then this sugar beach castle. You know, a lot of miniature versions of the big things that you're seeing here.
California girls were unforgettable. Daisy Dukes, bikinis on top. Sun-kissed skin so hot, will melt your popsicle.
And he has such a good work ethic, like he just keeps working. And I think that's one of the things that he and I have in common is no matter what's going on, just keep working.
Why does my heart feel so bad? Right now!
Gonna be the end. Oh, could you
And I stopped drinking a few years ago. When I drank, my life was really crazy. And now I tend to just stay home and work a lot and hang out with friends. So tonight is actually quite a big night out for me. Hello?
Hey, Mo, it's Will.
Come on over.
Thanks.
So spontaneous and relaxed, huh?
Where I've been before. I remember one late night, and I think it was here. What's all this?
So, it's the world's largest collection of antique drum machines. My goal is to have one of every old drum machine ever made. Because I figure there are 7 billion people on the planet. I'll never be the best at anything. But I can have the world's largest collection of old drum machines.
Are they hard to find?
If it weren't for eBay, they'd be really hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of them, like, they're not very glamorous.
Yeah.
You know, like old synths are pretty cool. Old synths have a little more cachet, but these are usually used by like a lounge performer at a Holiday Inn in New Jersey somewhere.
Okay, I can picture that.
one of my favorite things are the names, because they all had the word rhythm in them. So you have Rhythm Fever, Rhythm Master, Compure Rhythm,
Rhythm Ace,
Rhythm King, Rhythm Ace, and here, this is one of my favorite ones because it actually has a speaker built in, and most of them don't. Most of them are just
So normally you would plug it into a PA or
an
something?
amp, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But this one,
It's self-contained.
I don't know if it works.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Have you recorded with these?
Oh yeah, I use them all the time.
Because it sounds a little familiar. It's amazing. I love. Wow, rock and roll. Okay.
I personally like the jazzier ones, like.
Wow.
What if, in the course of the night, like, we're out and one of us relapses? And they're like,
That's what you want to see.
so the night ends with me, like, sobbing uncontrollably at the Bowery Poetry Club or having sex with some tranny in the
Oh,
bathroom.
yeah, you could do the world of entertainment a favor.
I know. It's sort of like when public figures go wrong,
Yeah.
you want them to go wrong dramatically. Like, you want Michael Jackson, Britney Spears level of going wrong.
Absolutely. You know, I think there are public figures who actually oblige, you know, who sense that and decide for themselves, yes, if I'm going to go wrong, I'm really going to do it. Don't you think? I mean, lately, it seems like that.
Oh, yeah, with Charlie Sheen.
Wow, I think we're going to walk by one of my favorite candy stores in New York. Hello. You got to check this out. It's amazing. What flavor are you making right now?
Cherry.
Can we try? I think you're smelling cherry. Oh, that's amazing. It's lucky. Wow. Color is incredible.
I know.
Thanks for the demo. See you later.
That's
What's your-
amazing. How do they stay in business?
The candy makers?
Yeah.
They do so much business, but I ask myself the same question. So, you know, I did a bakery a few years ago just as a kind of installation.
That was with Tom Spade? No.
And Andy Spade. yeah.
Andy Spade?
Yeah. I was just selling baked goods. Mm-hmm. And what I found was it was impossible to actually make a profit for me.
Because when I had Teeny, you know, we sold scones and croissants and tea. And it was just, we barely broke even.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it. Thanks. Wow, this is a nice bookstore.
I know, it's really nice. Oh, okay.
I mean, you've seen it. I hadn't seen it before. Pretty cool.
Thanks. There it is.
Did this just come out?
No, it comes out in May.
Looks beautiful, man.
I like it. I'm biased. I made it.
Did you have a lot to do with the design?
Yeah.
Did you design it completely? Or-
I mean, it's sort of undesigned. So the idea was just like picture, little bit of text, picture, little bit of text.
There's still so many variables, you know, like to choose to put this here. I think that's really great. That's a great shot. Look at at these shapes. It's just looks like pure fun, all this stuff in the air.
Well, the crowd pictures to me kind of look like hell. This is supposed to be like the most glamorous side of touring, and it kind of, to me at least, looks like the most terrifying side.
Looks terrifying to me. Looks like a lot of expectation.
There's a lot of potential disappointment.
Isn't it? Do you have a favorite?
I don't know. There's one. That one I quite like.
That's a beauty.
Well, I love spaces that people make that are completely lifeless.
Yeah. This is gorgeous, man. I love the color.
Well, thanks.
This is my new building.
Oh, cool. Like the last art building in Tribeca.
Yeah. Seriously.
Whoa. It's really nice.
It's
It's so big and fancy. It's really cool.
yeah. I really like it here. I mean, like I said, it feels right now like potential. Like not that much has happened here yet. You know, I've got my new studio.
What I particularly love is like the iconography that you're using.
Yeah.
Like working with the food and this sort of like culinary opulence.
And all the references, I mean, I see just piles and piles of references. You know, it's speaking to sugar and gingerbread houses, but it's also speaking to the kind of artifice you mentioned. You know, it's not a European castle so much as a Disneyland version of a European castle. Most of what I grew up with was film.
Yeah.
And so when I'm making a painting now, I'm thinking as much about cinematography as I am about the history of painting. And I think it goes back and forth, too, because I look at cinema and I think they're looking at paintings.
What I love about that one in particular is like it's seductive.
Yeah.
And it implies so much narrative, but it's really menacing at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like there's this dark portal, and like traditionally, if you have a representation of a wooden structure that's open with a dark portal, something bad has happened there.
You know, Paper Magazine's doing their Beautiful People thing tonight, and Duran Duran is playing, and it's one of Rose's favorite bands.
Because John Taylor's a really good friend of mine.
I know.
Where are they playing?
God, I have to look it up.
I'll email him and ask. That was fun. Your space is amazing. I realized when I was drinking a lot, all it did was take the mundane and made it exciting. Because I thought like, oh, when I was a crazy drunk, I had these crazy adventures. I was like, no, a crazy adventure when I was drunk was going from Mars Bar to Max Fish.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I know.
And then like maybe going to someone's apartment, but like the mundane stuff of like walking down the street. Like now it's kind of mundane. When you're drunk, everything's like laden with significance.
Yeah, and challenging.
And challenging, like how how do I get from here?
And if you ever are out late at night with a bunch of people who are drinking a lot, you can see just how challenging it is now. Like it's astounding how just leaving a place is incredibly challenging. Like for one or two, or forget it, if you're trying to get 3 or 4 people out of one venue to move to another one.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine who was trying to stop drinking, and I was like, you know, the best way to stop drinking, go to a bar sober at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Seriously.
Like be around people, because when they're on their first drink, it looks good.
Yeah.
Third drink, less so. By the time people are on their 8th or 9th drink, everyone's like almost like feral and sad and desperate. So.
And repetitive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the most repetitive drunk in the world.
I'm still stunned by that. Like, people basically just say the same thing over and over and over again for hours. And it feels new to them every single time.
Having not been in New York for a while, I sort of forget just how pretty it can be.
Oh, yeah. I would miss this terribly if I left.
Yeah. So where is Pace? Is it Pace Wildenstein?
Pace Prince is on 26.
Okay.
One of the girls that works there has started this pie company, and she makes what I think are the best pies I've had. I mean, honestly, these pies are just phenomenal, and I taste a lot of pie. And I asked her to make something. I don't even know which one she's doing.
That's hysterical.
But they're really stunning, and I'm not sure if you'll want to taste them, but I hope you will.
Unfortunately,
Probably
they're
not.
probably not vegan.
Right.
I know. I'm so tired of being vegan. Well, it seems like, because I've been vegan now for 25 years.
That's a long time.
I had an egg a few years ago. That was my one lapse. But when I first became vegan, it was just this, I was really militant and really rigid and dogmatic.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was militant and rigid and dogmatic about everything in my life.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea that veganism could be, and has been, sort of an extension of that.
Strikes me as a good idea to just make it feel like a choice again, you know, if you allow yourself to do that.
I can't believe, okay, so this neighborhood,
Yeah.
one time actually, before the High Line became a park, in like 1989, 88, Damien and I actually broke into the High Line and climbed around up here.
When it was just all grass.
It was basically grass and homeless people and crack addicts. And the hard part was once you got up here, you couldn't get down. So we walked and walked and walked and finally found a way to climb down. But I still can't believe, because this neighborhood, when I first started DJing here in the mid-'80s, this neighborhood was a war zone.
Absolutely.
Or it was desolate, because it was all like tranny hookers, meat processing plants, crack addicts, homeless people, and the fact that now it's some of the most expensive real estate on the planet. Now, so your obsession/love of desserts and sweets, when did that start? And was it always?
You know, I've always liked sweet. I didn't start baking though until I needed to make props for the paintings. You know, that was in the mid-'90s, and it was necessity. I suddenly had this idea that I wanted to make a pile of cakes in my studio. And at that time, I didn't even know what it was leading to. I just thought I had this kind of idea of a pile of cakes. And I had, kind of like the place, on Allen Street, just a big empty loft space, no kitchen or anything. So I bought an oven. I drove upstate and got this just used oven and brought it back down in my station wagon. Plugged it in, and the first thing I did was I baked 30 cakes. I just baked a cake a day for a month, and piled them up.
This in sobriety or no?
No.
Okay.
No, not even close. No.
That sounds a.
I did.
It was the 90s. Definitely.
It certainly was.
Hello. Hi.
Moby. How are you? I'm good.
It's the pie. I'm so sad.
I'm so glad you're here.
I know, I made it.
Rachel,
Oh,
nice to meet
are
you.
these yours?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, well, we were driving up here. Well, we were driving up here and we were having a nice conversation. All of a sudden, he started talking about pie, and the look in his eyes. It was like this single-pointed focus. He was like,
Let's go look at the work.
I want to look at the look.
I've been talking about your work at length, but you know, I'm not as good as you are. I've heard you talk about it.
Well, right, yeah. Well, he just came he just came to a talk I did last night.
Wait, so these are
monotype. So these are mono. Yeah. So what they are prints, but they're just one little paintings on paper. You know, you just make a go in there. And you make a painting a day, you know, with on a steel plate, and then they run it through a press. It's different from making a painting.
So why? I love these.
Yeah, but why?
Why would you do these and not a painting? Because it is.
Because a painting goes into a different direction. It just makes it, you know, you work at a painting, you're not satisfied,
Okay.
you go back into it, This is a way to, like, you know, have you know, like an image, and then you walk away from it.
So it's like quicker, more spontaneous.
Quicker, more spontaneous, exactly.
There are some things here that maybe you might not feel would necessarily merit a whole painting, but it's an
Exactly.
idea you want to try out anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's phenomenal. Those tend to be some of my favorite ideas that don't seem profound enough, but in fact, they're just great little gems. I see pie. Oh my God. So, Rachel, tell me what I'm eating.
You're eating banana cream pie with, so it's layers of banana and vanilla cream
Yeah.
with
So, but where's the bananas on the bottom?
it starts with a layer of cream, then goes to a layer of bananas, then another layer of cream,
Okay.
another layer of bananas,
Okay.
and then fresh whipped cream on top, and then a graham cracker crust.
Wow.
Southern style.
It's like everything great about a banana pudding plus graham cracker crust.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Sorry I couldn't give you any pie.
That's okay. Just being around it is nice. I think it's a Sufi idea that, by definition, humans can't know God, so we can observe God and we can like see evidence of God and long after God. But what you can do is sort of like become cognizant of the tension created by
Divine longing.
by those sort of like divine longing. I don't know if that necessarily is a grandiose way of describing how I feel about the pie.
That's how I feel about pie. I love that. I love that description.
Yeah, but you get to eat it. You get to actually like.
But
You're taking communion, and I'm just standing here on the side.
But you know, there's something more perfect about never actually eating it.
The hickory base with tempeh, which is going to be more like a barbecue sauce flavor. That's my personal favorite.
So blossom greens and lasagna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll do the barbecue thing you were
The
talking
hickory
about.
tempeh.
You like that?
I love it, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
But look at this, is amazing. It's like a faux wood ceiling. I think someone did this with one of those tools. Have you seen those things? It's like a French faux bois tool. Unless I'm wrong, I think that's totally. I have to have a look at this. No, because it's the coolest thing. This is just done like right on a white painted ceiling, and you just run this tool along it with this transparent glaze paint, and it makes it look like wood.
That's really cool.
I think, to me, when I listen to music, there's also an element of you being very comfortable with being almost not great. And I don't mean this as an insult in any way, but I can hear you like vocally reaching into places that I'm thinking, wow, I don't know if he's even trained or even comfortable in that, but The brilliance to me is that you're bearing yourself. You're really just kind of naked out there. And am I very off base about how you? Yeah.
With Pro Tools and computers, you can create technical perfection.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But then when you have technical perfection, you end up with music that's missing the emotional element.
Yeah.
And so I force myself when I'm writing and recording to let there be vulnerability. You know, everyone's constantly putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
But most people try to put themselves out in a very idealized way.
Yeah.
Like say okay, I'm going to control how I'm going to be seen.
Yeah.
And I sort of gave up on that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I think it's much more interesting to just put yourself out there as you are and not try and control it too much and not try and create perfection. Mm-hmm. But recognize that you're putting yourself out in a way that the vulnerability actually makes you more attractive. It makes the work stronger.
Yeah.
One of the ways I've been able to sort of let go of public perception is when I've tried to control it.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out. I mean, the irony of how people want to be presented or present themselves is they kind of want to present themselves in a sort of anodyne, stereotypical way. You know, like everyone's like, you know, friends of mine who became public figures, they wanted photo shoots where they looked very conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
And I was the same way. Like, I wanted to look kind of like a male model.
Yeah.
The problem was it didn't work. Like, I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not a male, you know, so I would really want to look as good as I could, and it just ended up feeling forced and labored and terrible. So now I'm like, I'm a 45-year-old guy. Yeah. I don't shave too often. I have no hair, and I wear bad clothes. I'm okay with that.
And be beyond okay, man. Somehow you do make it work brilliantly. And I think probably for all the other 45-year-old shaved head guys out there, you have opened doors.
Well, here's another thing I learned is years ago, like I always thought, okay, like when people have success, they like suppose someone sells 1 million records. Yeah. They want everyone to know they've sold 1 million records. They want everyone to know that they're wealthy, and they want to, you know, like wear the best clothes and present themselves as this success. When you do that, you just irritate people.
Yeah.
You know, like fame makes people hate you. Yeah. Success makes people hate you. Yeah. Failure is endearing. You know. Yeah. Like Robert Downey Jr., one of the reasons he's so beloved and successful is because everybody knows he bottomed out as a crack addict and went to jail. They're like, okay, he has been abjectly humiliated in public. Yeah. Therefore,
we're good with it. Yeah.
We can take him. He's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the irony is that like, whoa, intense. Like by presenting ourselves in the most idealized way, we end up just irritating people and making them not like us. Well, the woman I'm dating now.
Have I met the woman you're dating now?
No, unfortunately, the woman you met in LA, that didn't work out. She was amazing.
Nice girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe an age difference or something. Just it was more my issues than anything else. Yeah. But
so who is this an LA woman?
Yeah. I mean, my fear in talking about it is like, what if I'm not dating her
by the time this
airs? So I'm like, I thought maybe keeping it on a slightly more general sense. But
you're dating.
We're dating.
Are you kind of a serial dater in general, would you say? I mean, if you look back over your...
I have had a hard time staying in long-term relationships. I've tried, but I like...
So you want to? You feel like it's not a...
Yeah, I love the idea of being in like a long-term committed relationship. To have that one person out there who has your back, who knows you really well, you know them. Yeah. Like the love, the support, the comfort, the familiarity, that all seems amazing. Yeah. But part of it is my job for the last 20 years has involved spending about half of each year traveling. Yeah. And I have to say, for a while, it was a really good way of accommodating intimacy issues. You know, I'd start to get close to someone, freak out, run away, go on tour. Yeah. And it's sort of an unimpeachable excuse. Like, It's not like, you'd almost have to, it's like the musical equivalent of like joining the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it's valiant.
And but now I realize, I don't necessarily want to spend my entire adult life being the traveling musician who casually dates people and never has a real relationship. That's just depressing. So
Doesn't sound that bad, but I'll take your word for it.
well, it wouldn't be bad if it was alternated with some serious relationships.
Yeah.
But if all it is like light, quick relationships that never really go anywhere.
To
Well,
a
that
lot
sound-
of
that
people,
sounds
that,
good.
that
Yeah,
sounds really good. I mean, not to me, but I'm just
all
thinking
it is
to
like-
the world at large.
Like, if all it is like fun, spontaneous, casual sex with beautiful women in different parts of the world, I mean, what's the benefit in that?
That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to be very specific about the downside to that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the downside is that you never get that experience of like waking up next to the same person every day.
yeah. I'd have to say, as someone who has had that experience for what's starting to seem like a long time now, I met Rose in '97. Yeah. I don't know where the time went.
That was 15 years ago.
Just about, yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's surprising. Yeah, big part of my life.
Wow. That's intense.
Yeah. It's very, very good. I love it.
This?
What is
It's
this?
a little cake.
This is-
It's not as good.
Okay.
Like a little...
That didn't really work out. It's more like a piece of tofu dipped in chocolate.
Yeah, I think it's some sort of sponge cake. But so this is the world of raw vegan chocolate.
Well, that's very good, but you know what gives a sponge cake its sponge is egg white.
I tried to know when to leave. She sits in the bedroom and grieves. There's a sequence that starts all again. She can't get up anymore with the pain. The combination of these drugs has left her hopeless and lost. She wants to count the ways, but she can't count again.
Hi,
How's it going?
that's amazing.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you
Remember,
too,
I
Howard.
came over and saw your drum machine collection.
That's
with
right.
Rick.
Yeah. Hey, Rick, I didn't know you could be here.
Laurel.
Hey, nice to see
Will,
Hey, how's it going?
good to see
you
you.
guys. This is Tim Fain.
This is Tim Fain.
Hi,
Amazing violin
Moby,
player.
hi. Yeah, that was amazing.
Thanks,
I've only ever been to the Armory for like big events in the big hall. I didn't know any of this existed. This is amazing.
Oh, this is the cool part.
This is amazing.
This isn't
Wow, that was great. So what are you doing?
We're shooting this short video for
The Armory.
The Armory. There's going to be a dinner at the Armory on the 11th, and they wanted a video to show. So I said I would make a site-specific video, and then I was introduced to Tim's music and realized this had to be part of it. So the story is that the Armory historically has been used for parties, to raise money to build the inside of the Armory and to decorate the Armory. They had parties to raise the money. So I was inspired by the idea that maybe there's a girl who got lost at a party like way back in the day and is still sort of trying to find her way out. So she's following the music to find her way out.
The combination of the space and you
Yeah, walking into Philip Glass on violin.
A blind woman pulling herself across the floor. It was one of those moments where I was like, I'm okay if this doesn't end for a few days. Oh, padded floor.
Right. Should we do something?
Yeah.
Come on, Moby.
Okay.
Hey, Will Cotton. Come on. Oh, I thought you were starting.
I am. I'm doing contact. It's an improv.
Okay, how do we do
Turn
it?
on the lights.
Wait, Will Cotton wants to do it.
I want to slide on my socks. There's no sliding.
This one is called The Fisherman's Wife. Yeah, I really do want to have French, German, like arranging my social calendar.
It's much more fun.
Like honestly, if I wasn't doing this, I probably would have like stayed home, watched Family Guy, watched a little porn, you know, go to sleep at 11.
Will, what would you have done tonight?
Pretty much the same as what Mo just said, yeah, but at my place.
At your place.
Yeah.
That was amazing and weird. And I got to do interpretive dance.
You're good at that, man. You've done that before.
I've never, nope.
Yeah?
First time as interpretive dancer.
You know what's crazy? It reminded me so much of those little cartoon characters you draw.
Really?
Yeah. It was like you became, in my mind, that character. There was something that was just exactly the same spirit.
Hello. Fine, thanks.
See you.
Did Duran Duran stop playing?
No.
Oh,
But they were just fabulous, and they're right in the thick of it.
Oh, great. So we're
Thrashing
inside.
stuff around.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye. funny.
That was great, man.
I know. It's funny how quickly I become unself-conscious with cameras being around.
Yeah, I was concerned about that earlier. I was thinking the same. I think you really get used to it. You forget even. Yeah. And I can never find Rose.
Hey, Rose, how are you?
People they fall apart. No one can stop us now. 'Cause we all made stars. We all made stars. No one can stop us now. 'Cause we all made stars. We all made stars. People they come together. People they come together.
If I ever have any nostalgia for those times, it's that feeling of going out and just not knowing where you're going to end up. That's exciting, you know? And I can honestly say that doesn't happen to me much these days. Like, I pretty much know. I know where I'm going to end up. And it could be just some horrendous places, too.
Mm-hmm. And that's the most seductive thing. Like, bars are at their most successful when they present to you the idea that tomorrow is never going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you walk into a bar, and the lights and the music, everything sort of whispers quietly in your ear, like, oh, you can stay in here forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And you want to.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I would, if there were cots in the back room, I would just sleep back there. And that's, with going out, it's like the sad part is when the party stops. But eventually it always does. I do like the Bowery Poetry Club.
I saw the greatest show there one time. I mean, I've seen a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage Grammy-nominated musician Moby. Is surprise. Have a seat. What is our lovely?
I didn't know I was going to be a guest.
I was told that you were. Sorry. So yeah. So we'll make it quick and painless. How's that?
I was gonna, if I wasn't so tired, I'd make some sort of like cheap sexual innuendo. So there's a German-French TV network called Arte.
Yeah, I know Arte well. Yeah.
And they are doing a show on Will and I.
Oh, the Will.
So Will's gonna come.
This is Will Cotton did the. Hey, how you doing, man?
Hi.
This guy is responsible for the look for the Katy Perry Teenage Dream video, California Girls video. Very beautiful stuff, and a very acclaimed artist. What's exciting is you have a new record coming out.
Yeah, so I'm putting out a new record and a book because I've been a photographer for as long as I've been a musician. So I'm putting out the album and the book at the same time.
That's exciting.
And I guess what they have in common is the music and the images are both created on tour, usually late at night in hotel rooms. And it's funny, when I describe being like late at night in hotel rooms, people think like, whoa, crazy party. No. It's me in a hotel room by myself, buying crap on eBay, and then writing music and staring out the window at an empty city thinking I'm the only person alive.
But you know what you can do, Moby, when you're sitting in your hotel rooms now at 2 a.m.? You can use our personal grooming sponsor below your belt. They will. It's shave cream and aftershave cream for your nether regions. Would you like that?
Problem is I don't shave anything ever.
Well, honey, you can still use it just to soften things down there.
I lost all feeling in my genitals such a long time ago. Like,
wow.
Nothing.
Nothing? But you're a handsome fella.
That sounds like a challenge, Bob.
You know, I don't actually know what your orientation is. Is that appropriate to ask or not? I don't even know.
But my orientation?
Yeah, you're straight, aren't you?
What I'd like to say is that
Katie Jane claps.
She thinks she has a chance. That's what I love. Keep that fucking dream alive.
Yeah.
She won one lawsuit. She's going to win this one. Look at that.
Okay,
Look at
nice.
that. If that's my future, kill me now. Go ahead. Do it.
Sorry.
I would define my sexual orientation as I was born in New York City and I've lived here for a long time.
There you go. And you did drugs you found on the floor, which tends to tell you a lot.
I approach almost everything with an open mind.
Well, how are you doing? Will is an acclaimed artist who many of you would know from the Teenage Dream video, the California Girls video, right? You created a lot of that, yeah. And that must have completely changed your life.
You'd think, yeah. I mean, well, I suppose I wouldn't be sitting here otherwise, right? There'd be no way in. Yeah. I got to hang out with Katy Perry and Snoop Dogg.
Right. Was she a bitch?
No, she's excellent. She's amazing, yeah. But I'll tell you what, but she's calling the shots for sure. You know, she's telling everybody what she thinks, and she's got great ideas. The whole whipped cream breast thing was her idea entirely.
Yeah, which was very cute. I saw that today.
Yeah.
I loved it. Well, you guys are having a good night tonight. What from here now? We got some Coke in the back if you want, and we could just.
No, I'm currently enjoying some sobriety. I like to think of it as well-earned sobriety.
Good for you.
Like after like the 6,000 or 7,000th crippling hangover, I was like, I think I've had enough.
Right.
So after this, I'm toying with the idea of maybe, I don't know, going home, watching some porn, going to sleep.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It was really good. And thank you for coming up. I knew that it was off. I didn't know it was off the cuff, but that you didn't know. But I really appreciate you coming up.
Will, do you want some below your belt personal grooming?
I want to see that girl dance.
Sandy?
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to end the evening.
Yeah.
Moby and Will Cobb, thank you so much for watching this shit show. Check us out on
Okay, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. Thanks for everything, Will.
Have a good night.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think in the future we should just get French, German TV networks to arrange our social calendar.
Yeah, for sure. It makes things go very smooth.
And it was about 1,000 times more fun and interesting than what I would have done if I just stayed home by myself. And I'll be back in the beginning of May, so I'll see you then.
See you then, man.
Okay.
Great talking to you, man.
Okay.
Bye.